When we are talking about statics, it's usually going to be the first class that you take in a series of mechanics classes. So we really need to define what mechanics is. And mechanics is a branch of physical science that predicts and describes conditions of rest or motion of bodies under the action of forces. When we break it down into the courses that we're going to take, if this is our overarching idea of mechanics, the different courses can be broken up into different categories. The first category is your rigid bodies. And in rigid bodies, this is actually where statics will be. And this is where dynamics will be. These are very related courses. You typically take dynamics right after statics. And the idea with a rigid body is if I have a force that I'm going to represent with an arrow, and let's say I have some object, when I apply that force to the object doesn't change shape. It just absorbs the force and moves in some way or doesn't move. So the object does not change shape. The opposite, when we relax this rigid body assumption, we'll study deformable bodies. And these can be a little bit more complicated, so we'll study deformable bodies after rigid bodies. And the course that comes to mind is a strength of materials or mechanics of materials class. So deformable body means something to the effect of when I apply a force to my object, the object might deform a little bit. So maybe it's not a perfect circle anymore. And it can we relax that rigid body assumption. And finally, a course sequence that you can take is your fluid dynamics or fluid mechanics. In a fluid mechanics course, you'll have fluid statics, hydrostatic fluids. You'll have fluid kinematics, and it will encompass everything that you've learned with deformable bodies and rigid bodies. Now, going back to what this course is about with statics, we'll be focusing on objects that are at rest or what we call equilibrium.